Good morning. All right. So, I was told to do a reading with Virgo and Cancer. And when I asked why, I believe it was because there's some emotion that is coming in and it needs to be grounded, which would be a water sign and an earth sign. So some type of emotion coming through, and this also could be a Cancer and a Virgo, or there could be an emotional Virgo on the rise, or there could be a grounding Cancer. I don't really know. So, yeah, I'm gonna do the black cards on my desk for a reason. Yeah, this could be about a Virgo who hides a lot. I can hear Joey Oz rapping in my head about having emotions, but you wouldn't know it because he doesn't show it. Something about losing focus. Like there's always something on this Virgo's mind. Like his mind is always going, but he's never telling anybody what's actually on his mind. He's always lying and saying other things, right? Not actually saying what he's thinking about. Sounds like somebody I know that happens to be a Virgo. Here we go. What am I bringing in? Oof. Okay, I did see self-indulgence before. As I cut the deck, I looked at it twice because I thought it was a ghost. If you kind of see, if you look at it fast, it kind of looks like somebody wearing maybe a sheet, you know, with the poked out eyes, and then it came out again. So clearly it wants to come out. Oh. Okay, there's also engagement ring hiding under there. So if it's self-indulgent in reverse, I would say that someone's kept you engaged to them and you didn't want to be. Because we've got separation and mirror, which means that somebody is separated from you and they're not taking it well because they feel like you reflect them the best. And like I said, this could be a Virgo. This could be anybody in your life, to be honest. It seems like somebody kept some type of eternal commitment with you, and instead of you being able to focus on yourself, you had to focus on them. So at the most vulnerable parts of your time, you could never focus on yourself. You always had to put them first because they were your first original commitment. Okay, it could be anything. Now, if you're separated from this, this is how it's only going to make sense. Okay, if you're separated from a commitment that wasn't ever allowing you to be able to have time for yourself, then this separation and mirroring each other with self-images, reflect our wounds, introspect. I feel like this person's finally getting, yeah, that's what it is. You're separated from them and they're finally feeling the effects now of it. And they don't like it. They don't like not having you around. It's pissing them off. It's not like a sadness and they're missing you like they love you. Ooh, Four of Cups in limbo. Look at this ghoul bullshit. Like, this is what the Four of Cups is about. If you get stuck in the Four of Cups, you get stuck in that swamp. The swamps of sadness, right? How are you ever going to get out of it if you don't pull yourself out, right? Clearly, this was swamps of sadness. You almost could have been married to this person because it's marriage in reverse now, so you could have gotten a divorce from them, but that's what that separation was, okay? Or you weren't married to them, about to get married, and then you separated. Regardless, they're feeling the effects of that now, okay? When they look in the mirror, they don't see you anymore. They see themselves, and they don't like that. They were obviously masking you over them, okay? Which is why you weren't allowed to do anything, because you had to take care of them, right? So now it's the Four of Cups in limbo. Like you don't know what to do. You don't know if you want to fall back into the swamps of sadness again, or if you want to continue to stay separate from this person until, like, sometimes it's better to be away from people than it is to be away and come back together. Sometimes it works when it comes back together, but only if the people both have done the work they've needed to do for the relationship to withstand a fucking chance in hell. Because if both aren't working on it, because if someone's being too self-indulgent and separating you from yourself, then how can you be with them? Right? Like-minded people have to be with like-minded people. If people are healing, they need to be with people who are healing. If someone's in the midst of being, opening themselves up or awakening, then they can be around people that they feel that they know that they can trust into helping them with their enlightenment or helping them wake up or whatever it is. But you kind of got to be on the same level when you're with people. Because if you're trying to lift somebody up, you know how hard it is to lift somebody up to your level? You kind of can't do it. You got to hold them up there because they're not supposed to be up there, right? Ooh, we got Justice. And the Two of Cups actually fell in reverse. So I feel like, Justice is stepping in, and think of it this way too. There could have been a lot of fights with you and this person. There could have been a lot of drama with this person. And it was going to hurt you. And if it hurts you, you could end up being the one that ends up in jail, right? So that's the thing, is if somebody cranks you that bad, it's only a matter of time before you sink to their level again, take them back, and get in trouble yourself. Just saying, because Justice has to step in. Like, if you guys start screaming again at the top of your lungs, somebody might have moved in around the corner, doesn't know how you guys fight, and boom, there goes the cops, there goes your boy. Right? Ooh, Nine of Swords in reverse. Whoa, okay. Now we got the Hangman. We got the Emperor. And we got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So the way that I see it is, if you get hung up, okay? If you get hung up in that Emperor mode again, then I feel like you're going to go back into time. Which means you're going to go back into cycles that you just fucking got out of. And I know that it's hard to do, okay? It's not easy to walk away from people. And then if there's something that you have in your life that you have with that person, you have to stay connected to them. Which is why, children are so hard to have. Because if you don't end up with that person in the end, or who you had those children with, then the children are the ones that always suffer. And adults don't see that. Parents don't see that when they're in the midst of having them. They just want to have them for whatever fucking reason. Everybody has their own reasons. And I think a lot of people are very messed up when it comes to having kids. A lot of people didn't like kids and had them anyways. A lot of people adored kids, had them, abandoned them, right? It's like life. You don't understand what children do and how much children can fuck with you and fuck with the fact that they think that, you got to be with mom and dad. The whole children world is a very different world. And I give a lot of props to people that have kids that are still making it work. I give a lot of props to people that have kids and are still together. It is very hard to raise kids. It's very hard to raise a family because it was something that I think that everybody thinks is kind of a lot easier than what it is. Because it looks easy because of stupid television and movies and bullshit, when really you end up sacrificing your entire life for one child. And not a lot of parents were sacrificed their lives, which is why foster care is so fucking huge, and it's why, you know, so many kids get left on the streets because their parents don't care anymore. They want to put themselves first. Right? And in this situation, if that's you, don't put yourself in another situation where your kids are going to suffer because you're separated from your wife right now, or you're separated from your husband right now, or you're separated from your baby mama, daddy mama, whatever it is, right? And the thing is that even before kids, it probably wasn't the best situation. It's something calling you back because now you're alone and now you can feel the effects of it. But you're feeling the effects of detachment. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean that you're not moving on with your life and you're not going to come back for them or you still don't want them in your life. It means that you're detaching your soul from a contract, which doesn't need to be in effect anymore. And you're feeling that effects, or they're feeling that effects because you're supposed to be together, but only in that contract. Okay? It's like sometimes it's hard to let go, especially if you have something with them, like you have a house with them or you have some type of mortgage or bank account, stuff like that. It's hard not to want to fall back into that pattern again. But also remember that it was just a hangman pattern. You were just hanging in it. There really wasn't anything that was happening that you couldn't have left and came back, right? And that is the wheel of fortune and death. Like, I mean, the way you look at it, like that is Jesus on the wheel. And he's going straight into the flames, right? So if you put yourself back into the flames again, then make sure you don't hurt anybody but yourself. Because if other people get hurt, then that's going to hurt you even more. Like, this is definitely somebody wanting to summon somebody back into their lives, only so then it takes the spotlight off you again. Wow. What a rough reading. Oh, I hope this helps. I don't have a lot of things to say about parents and kids and stuff. Like, I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's like to leave a house with kids behind. I don't know what it's like to fuck around, and like my dad was awful. He wasn't a father. He just wanted to fuck my stepmom, like my sister, and oh my God, like my dad was a horrible person. He is a horrible person. Like, he rapes me in my dreams. My dad is an awful person. Like, I don't come from a good family line. I don't come from good, so I don't know what it's like, but I know that if my dad had it left and my mom wasn't such a cunt, my life wouldn't have been so awful. So you find your own advice on that. I can't really give too much advice with that, but anyways, I hope this helps. Cancer and Virgo. No wonder. I probably sound like such an asshole in this reading. Ugh. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just trying to look out for you. I don't want you fighting just because it doesn't, like, I hate when people say they stayed together for their kids, because yelling at the top of your lungs in the middle of the night is not staying together for your kids. Being miserable is not doing it for your kids. You're doing it selfishly for yourself, and you know it. And sometimes you just need to hear the truth. And whether it sounds like an asshole or not, I'm not an asshole, it's just the truth. So don't shoot the messenger. Moonshine. Peace.